Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 28th of January to the 3rd of February 2019. We are heading towards the new moon in Aquarius next Monday, so we're into the dark moon phase this week, and this is always a great time to have a review and to release anything that is no longer serving us, but having fully inspected the lessons and the messages that we've received. So we begin the week with the moon opposite Mars, and this is a great time for creativity and passion. If we can ignite our passion and prioritise it over busy schedules and obligations, then we can get back to the passion of our lives. So to choose our expression, to choose the message, to refine it, and then to play and create without boundaries will produce with flow and ease. As we often stop ourselves with limitations, this won't be perfect, or I'm not ready yet, or it's not good enough. But if we can be more playful, especially in the month of Aquarius, then we might be able to create something, might even surprise ourselves with the results of what comes out when we let go of that control. For me, the beginning of the week is dominated by Chiron. Chiron is not often spoken about in forecast astrology, but Chiron is now at the last degree of the zodiac, so that's 29 degrees Pisces. And from the 19th of February onwards, we'll be moving into a whole new cycle, stepping over that equinox threshold into Aries. So over the last 7 years, we've had all of our inner child wounds brought up. We've been able to inspect where we're coming from a place of victimhood, the baggage that we're dragging along and the density that that brings with it. All of this has been painfully and slowly shown to us over the last 7-year cycle. So now it's time to complete the healing process and to rise up reborn. So I've spoken at length over the last few years about the fake personality story, the narrative that runs in the chattering mind that isn't even us. There's a view of us that's built up from early childhood through school and can get very sedimented. Statements like, I'm always the one that, or this will never, or I can't, or I'm not good at, etc. can really condense if we keep saying them to ourselves. It's very important to capture that narrative so that it doesn't have to repeat. If you write down the core phrases, then your control brain can relax a little bit and the body can heal, because we know that we can attend to those phrases, to those beliefs, turn the sword of the conscious mind onto what's being said, observe and uproot anything that's not actually true. So Chiron is spoken about as the wound and the wounded healer. But what is the wound? For me, it's that we believe that we're separate, struggling human beings. That's a perception, that's an illusion, because we're actually divine sparks connected to all that is. Some people talk about not feeling connected, and yet that's not actually possible, not to be connected. You can feel disconnected, I guess, but again, that's an illusion, that's a perception. So what if we step every day coming from a place of connection? And I have a morning meditation where you can learn how to do this in about 1 minute per day. Step out of bed with that connected feeling and then see how that permeates and influences your day. So society really works on this, that things can randomly happen to you from the outside, that you're a victim. This happened to me, or that person made me feel that I wasn't good enough, or I hope something bad doesn't happen. These kind of thoughts all come from a perspective that we're separate and life is just happening at us. And that's definitely not the case, especially with soul astrology. We take full responsibility for why did I come here, what's my contribution, what did I want to learn from this, and we really integrate each experience, knowing that it's actually us that's calling in certain experiences to us so that we can learn and grow and face the challenges. So over the next few weeks with Chiron at the last degree of the zodiac, looking back to anywhere in your life where you perceive yourself as little, limited, struggling and separate, that the world or other people are doing things to you, and just see what part have you played in that. It could just be the belief that you're separate that brings that to you to prove that that's not true, or maybe there's some repressed energy within you that's calling experiences to you so that you can step into your allness. So very, very deep energy there, but very necessary if we're going to start a new cycle this year, to really integrate all that we've learnt and to step into our wholeness, to let go of the narrative and the density that brings with it, and to rebirth ourselves. So profound work can be done there, especially Monday, Tuesday, but throughout the coming weeks until the 19th of February. On Wednesday, Mercury meets with the Sun, and this often delivers a message. Mercury is the messenger of the Sun, taking the vibration of the Sun and directing it towards Earth. And I feel this one is to do with lightening the load as well. There's a lot of lightening needs to go on at the moment so that we can have space inside and expand our frequency and radiate further, connect with our light body and liberate ourselves from the past. This is the job of Aquarius, but we're also very much in a pivotal point in the age of Aquarius. So have a look at where your load is heavy, your obligations, your responsibilities. Are you doing things begrudgingly that you could turn into a path of honour? Can you determine between where you're taking things on because you think you should and what's really important to you? So exploration of the core drive and motivation of our actions and our workload on Wednesday could be the message from Mercury meeting with the Sun in Aquarius. But all told, this is very hopeful, fresh energy. Aquarius is the spring of the year. It's that vibrant spark that goes through the earth as the life starts to return to the planet. And without even learning astrology, you can just witness what's going on at this time of year. There's a certain quality to the light, a certain freshness, cold briskness in the air, and a sense of excitement as we see the days get longer. We can feel those fresh beginnings and the hint of spring. So this really is the essence of Aquarius. What do we need to leave behind? And where are we going? What's our vision for moving forwards? So Aquarius is the star card in tarot with one foot on the earth and one foot in the water. Very aware that we're bridging the gap at this time. We need to let go of anything that's restrictive, suffocating, dense and outdated, and step freely into our radiance and shine like the stars that we are. We may not feel that bright though at the end of the week because we do have the dark moon in Capricorn, so this is more of an opportunity to let go of the density. And as I say, we have the new moon in Aquarius on Monday, which will be the opportunity to rise and shine. So on Friday, every month when the moon is not visible in the sky, we have a chance to let go and rinse off. We often don't feel that bright. We can feel a little bit heavy or very much insular, hermetic, wanting to stay in and not have to be sociable and bright, but really go and do the inner work. So it's a great opportunity here because it's Capricorn, which represents the establishment and structure. Great opportunity to release, to review anything that's restricting us that we've grown out of, to change old habits and old ways of thinking, and to review the lessons that we've learnt, especially over the last lunar cycle. So Capricorn energy can be very supportive if it's nourishing deep roots, but if it's structures that we've outgrown or structures of society that are unfair, then that's what needs to go. And our conformity to that is where we can turn our sharp mind and break the chains. So have a look at conformity, have a look at where you believe that you have to be a cog in a machine. Is that really true? And where you can liberate yourself, even just in perspective, by doing things differently and thinking differently and stepping to rededicate to your true self. Then by the weekend we have Venus stepping into Capricorn, and this is the deep-rooted, heart-centered energy that we require right now. It's the last day of the Earth dog in the Chinese calendar as we step into a Chinese New Year of the Earth Pig on the Aquarius new moon tomorrow. So if we centre in gratitude, just consider all the love that you give and receive daily in the present moment. Appreciate what you already have before setting new intentions. As Venus wants to connect with deep roots into the heart, into the now, into the what is supporting us. So if we've let go under the dark moon in Capricorn, then Venus is showing us where we can actually dig our roots deep and be nourished and supported and grow tall as a result. So although this energy is still under the dark moon until Monday, once we've cleared the space, then we can reconnect on a much deeper level. So a very sentient week, looking back 7 years with Chiron, stepping into our majesty and our fullness, listening for the messages of Mercury and the Sun, and how to lighten the load and step into our light body And then rinsing off and letting go with the dark moon in Capricorn, digging our roots deep with Venus in Capricorn, getting ready for the Aquarius new moon, which really does send a shockwave, a frisson of delight and awe, freshness and newness, space and radiance that we can capture and become, to come from this place. That's the message of Aquarius, to embody and radiate and shine like the stars that we are. So if you'd like to take a look at where all of this is happening for you, the energy of Aquarius is very much attuned to astrology, and it's not hard to learn. So if you'd like a reading, or you'd like to have some one-to-one lessons or any online courses, then this is a great time of year to start to tune in to your true frequency, which is your chart, your soul plan, and connect with your essence. Direct that with purpose for a life well lived. So I'm available one-to-one or online for readings or courses. And I'm also pleased to announce the restart of the Practical Magic Club, which is a monthly meet-up where we explore different esoteric subjects. So that might be tarot or power animals, working more extensively with crystals or herbs, the energy body, flowing with the moon cycles. This will be a very small and special group. So if you're interested in that, please do email me. It's going to be on the new moon in Aquarius, 4th of February in NW5. I also have an MP3 of What's in the Stars for 2019, my talk, which is about 1.5 hours long, and that's available to purchase for £5 from my shop if you'd like to take a look at the whole year ahead and the spirit of each month and the energies that we can harness. I've created intentions for each new moon and words of power for each month, so it's something that you can work practically with, and then these videos fill in the detail week by week. So you'll have a heads up of what's coming, but you'll also be able to listen in and get more detail and more practical information on what's happening, when, and how we can harness the energies and navigate ourselves through the week in peace and harmony. So for any of that, please do contact me, zoehines7@gmail.com, or connect with me at AstroZo on Facebook, at ZoeHines7 on Instagram, or come and visit my site www.astrozo.com. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week.